All right, guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and share this real quick while Quench is going through his stuff. Again, for those that don't know, I'm Prime Patrick. I'm one of the people over there throwing out some pretty bomb alerts at Pennybois Discord. Obviously, we've got Big Quench, also known as Austin. He's one of the founders of Pennybois, what we owe everything to. We call him Dad. While he's getting a couple things set up, I wanted to. What's that?
So you goddamn right, Patrick.
That's right. That's Papa Q right there. All right. So while he's getting a couple things set up, I just want to share some on my screen and some insight on SPY. So there are a couple of things that I'm looking at. Obviously, we continue our downtrend on SPY. A lot of people were caught with their pants down for some reason. I have no idea why. Last week, when the FOMC and the rate hikes came out. Everybody thought 0.5 was going to be priced in, and then we were just going to keep ballooning on up. However, while 0.5 was realized and continues to be so, they did say that rate hikes would continue until 2024, which is what they've been saying this whole time. So I don't understand why anybody was surprised, but it was not the bullish, dovish, great news that people were expecting, and SPY and as generally the entire market reacted accordingly. So we continue to dump. Currently, we're sitting at 383.27, and after hours we did continue to spike down at 382.50. Now, what I am looking at right now for next levels, if we continue to be bearish, I'm looking to leg down at 378 with a drop down to 375, which is next. If for whatever reason we do turn bullish, I'm looking at 388 to 395 to start pushing us forward. We are definitely due for a Santa rally. I mean, I'm a bear in general. What are you, Austin? Would you say you're a bear? Are you a bull? Where do you align?
Myself more of an otter.
An otter? What does an otter do? Fun. And if we're just making shit up, I don't know.
My buddy Nate, they call him an otter. He in the gay community, they call him an otter. I guess he's just a tall, slender gentleman, but he's not too particularly thin. So they call him an otter.
I'm into it. Fine, then I'm a platypus. I'm a mixture between everything.
There you go.
That way.
I don't know, dude. Bear, bull, fuck it. Who cares? You know what I mean? That's kind of where I go with it. It's like, honestly, make me rich.
That's where I always said that I was. I was like, I'm not a bull. I'm not a bear. I'm where I was going to make me money. That being said, for whatever reason, I've always made more money as a bear. I used to think I was a bull.
Really?
I hate to say it because I know a lot of people have gotten their ass kicked in the last year and a half. By far, has been the most profitable year for me this year. Just shorting everything. I mean, if you look at my channel, almost everything that I'm putting out are puts, except for the calls on the inverse ETFs, and that's what I love playing right now is those inverse ETFs. So yeah, no, this has been by far one of the most profitable years ever for me in trading. So yeah, I'm a bear.
Interesting.
So would you say that you agree with those levels? 378 to 375 if we're bearish. If we do turn bullish, 388, then upwards to 395 over the next week and a half.
Let me look. I mean, we already hit I don't know if you guys follow my fucking TikTok. I laid this out for everybody already. We were at I posted this on the 13th. We were trading like 398. I said, hey, 380 incoming, buy 382 puts. Now, if anyone ever remembers that, no one listens when I talk. Those were paid thousands of %. We came down exactly to where I kind of assumed we would, which is about 380, 382. And right. I think realistically, 369 is not out of the fucking picture, dude. 369 is not off the table.
369 by when? I'm into it. So honestly, dude, I was eyeballing 365 puts at the end of last week, and I didn't put any out there. I didn't buy anything, but I agree with you. But I don't want to.
Go to June 9th. Go to June 8th, June 9th. Put it on the daily, and look at that from the 9th or the 8th to the 14th. Look at that.
Sorry, I'm on my work computer, so I don't have my stuff actually set up. Do you want to share your screen? What's that?
Let's reproduce that. Just pull it up on Webull real quick.
This is Webull, but I'm not on my actual stuff.
Do you just have the daily chart up? That's all you need.
Yeah, this is the daily.
All right, then there you go. Then zoom out so you can look at June 9th. Zoom on out. Come on, baby. Zoom on out. There you go. There you go. Now find the 9th. There you go. Right there.
Right there.
Right there.
All right, here we go. June
Look
9th.
at that. So that's cataclysmic from 410 down to what?
What was happening on this day?
No idea. It's just it was happening. That's what was happening.
I
That's
like
my
it.
point, though. It doesn't matter. No, you know that like a goddamn samurai sword, it can just slice through that area like it's nobody's business and just pummel everyone. It's possible.
Dude, I mean, and it goes both ways. I mean, I remember it literally goes both ways, especially when you seem like you're loaded up. Like, so I just this week alone, this last week alone, I saw so many people start loading up on calls, going, "This is going to be it. This is where we launch right into our bull market." Everybody thought so, or not everybody, but a lot of people did. And then, just like you said, the samurai sword came slicing down and killed everybody.
Yeah.
I love it though. That's where I make my money at.
Dude, that's where everybody can make their money at if they're willing to be unattached from the outcome.
So,
You know what I mean?
Jacob just said, I might put it on the screen. Just last Sunday, you called out 385 puts for 2 weeks out, and boom, here we are. So, guys, 100%. I mean, like I mean, I love being up here with Papa Quench, but I mean, we are all over the place. So if you check me out on the Facebook streams, we were calling yin and yang spot on. We were calling Tesla just a week and a half ago on Facebook. I called out Tesla dropping down to what 150 or something like that. I forget where I pegged that, but boom, spot on. If you guys aren't on these streams, these free streams, you're really missing out. Quench has been doing this with Swing and Bull every week for the last like 2 months. And you guys have nailed every single call out that you've had, every single one.
Makes me feel like we actually know what we're doing,
or at least we're convincingly getting through it.
I know. It blows my mind, man.
All right. So I mean, so let's say we turn bullish, right? So we agree with where we're standing at our SPY levels for bearish. Although you're thinking even lower. And again, I was eyeballing 365s. If we turn bullish, what are the levels that you are looking at?
Here, I'll pop this on there now. Can you see this? You can see this?
I just see a bunch of weird photos of you shirtless, but I'm loving it.
That's exactly what you need to be looking at right now.
You are an otter.
Bring your attention to photo number 6. And then turn your camera off. It's disgusting. I think this right here was this 369. I think that's it. As 369, damn you fine. You know what I'm saying? That's that. There's a reason that song was so popular. It was for this moment, right? It was
for this, yeah. No,
it was for this.
It was the Nostradamus of stocks. I'm into it.
But I mean, look, all that matters, people. Listen. You do the math, okay? Look, listen. All this is like we're just look at life, right? We're all living the same play over and over again. That's what trauma is. Trauma is just an intense moment. This was an intense moment. We're going to relive it. It's going to play itself out some way, shape, or form. Cast might be a little different, might present itself a little bit different, but it will play out again. That's all this is. Everything has a return, man. And this will happen again. And if you look at right here, it's just like if you can identify patterns, if you're new, right, and you just start doing this, if you just can fundamentally understand this is a pattern, this is how you identify it, this is how I use it, you will be so fucking good at this. It's not even funny. Because that's all this is. It's pattern recognition. That's it. That's why I was good at it. I'm good at recognizing patterns. I'm not good at much else. Right here, 409. Same price. We've done it 3 times. And what's happened 2 of those 3 times? Let's just play the odds. So let's draw. Let's draw.
You're a bad artist, though.
Let's draw. I am not a great artist.
No, I'm terrible. But while you're getting ready to get your watercolors out. I mean, you're 100% right, bro. I mean, I will be the first and foremost to tell everybody, and I say it all the time, I'm not the best chart reader, but what I am good at is recognizing patterns and recognizing cycles. And the stock market is truly cyclical. It might not nail the exact same dollar that we're thinking, but it just follows a routine up and down pattern, a routine one. Especially some stocks like GameStop has very certain set a T plus 69 settlement period is. There's certain ones that just typically follow every 3 weeks the same exact pattern. I mean, truly, as long as you can recognize those, you can start doing well.
You absolutely can. So let's
just tell me what button to push to make money.
There's one. And give me another one, goddammit. Come on. 2, 3. That's all we're doing here is like looking to see what has happened before and will it happen again. So 3 times now. This will be the 3rd time. We're at this price level. We'll move this so that it's right lined up. 3 times we've hit this like 410, right? Boom. 360. 346. And now we're at 380.
Did you say 346? When was that?
This went 346. Right.
Was
there.
that right at COVID?
That was 1013.
Yep.
So
what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive is right. So like all we're going to do is play the odds, right? Right or wrong, irrelevant. All I give a shit about is that I don't lose. And right now, the history has told us exactly history's given us what we need to do. The past is just the future with the lights on, man.
Let me expound on that. Quench just said, "Who gives a shit? All we want to make sure is we don't lose." I'll expound on that. I don't even care if I lose every once in a while, as long as that I am practicing proper risk management, not over allocating. Because hey, I'll take a loss as long as I have the resources and the buying power to turn around and jump back into the winning play. I mean, that's key for me. I mean, I just don't have as great of a success rate as like you or Lee or Amy or whatever. But what I do have is that support of you, Lee and Amy. So I go, oh shit, I messed that one up. Well, guess what? Now I can load the boat on what the winners are saying and be able to jump back in.
Yeah, absolutely. What were those? 385 puts. Yeah.
Did you buy those?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the queen rises to the top.
Now, I wanted to see what those were worth. I did not buy them. That happens most of the time is I'm just rattling shit off and then people are like, oh, dude, thanks, man. It was awesome. And I'm like, God damn it. It's terrible.
The last one, I think you and I did a stream like 6 months ago where I said, hey, let's get into these. And they were like $24 a pop for calls. It was a special dividend play. And they ended up 2 days later going for 740 something %. And you're like, oh man, how many did you have? I'm like, I sold so soon.
Yeah.
I was on to the next thing. I had no idea.
Gone. None. They're gone. That's what happens, man.
So what are you thinking about with Biden's energy bill? How are you feeling about this? What are you thinking? What do you?
It's interesting. So my dad just got pitched on this clean energy fund, right? So my brother-in-law that's what he does. He manages money, sells, but they're sales guys. They sell products, right? Like the funds pitch them, and then they bring in all the hot rich guys in the hot tub, and then they sell them the products, right? Which is like a mutual fund, a private equity fund, whatever you're into. And fund parties, dude. That's what they're called. There's foam, and it's like a whole thing. I'm just kidding.
And you're just swimming around in there as an otter. Like,
hopefully I sell the fund. I don't know. I mean, that is a fat commission.
Sure. All right. So what are they saying, or what are they? Are they interested? Is this just news? Is this just rumbling from Biden, or is this?
Oh, it's got to be real because they don't with those funds, man. Those guys are tapped into the money flow. They know what's going on. They wouldn't be pitching this around the horn if there wasn't significant money to be funneled into anything clean energy. It's just a question of like clean energy, what? Because like you got EVs, you've got and a bunch of other bullshit. Like, I don't care about that. Like, what I'm interested in is hydrogen. I'm interested in that hydrogen power. And there's only one. There's one. There is one. There's the one. You know the one.
Yeah, are we talking FCEL?
You know the one. You know the one.
Look at that.
Look at that chart. Oh, boy. Look at that thing. It looks not great. But it looks great too. So F-Cell.
Yes, sir.
This
is why I am eyeballing.
And really quick, let's take a quick peek at what's going on here. Let's go to the old FinVizWis. And what's the expected EPS?
Yeah, they have earnings, what, this week?
Yeah, I think that's coming up.
So there's a lot of moves happening for this. So for those that don't know, for those that are just watching Quench and I go, what are these handsome guys talking about?
Those
Biden,
guys are hot. I
yeah,
want to know what they're talking about.
one's an otter, one's a bear. All I know is that I'm slightly aroused and I want to make some money. Well, here we are, guys. So Biden had just come out and he had said, hey, guys, I'm rolling out $750 million for a Clean Energy Act. This is another one of Biden's, giving back to the environment, whatever have you. Guys, I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're
Go Biden energy bill.
Yeah, I just want to make some money. So what Biden's coming out is saying is for the hydrogen, to try to accelerate the hydrogen clean energy companies out there, he's going to start funding $750 million. FCEL is the main one that we are looking at. So not only is it going to get a lot of volume and a lot of hype over this, also they have earnings coming right now this week. So they've been a little bit, I think they were up 7% for the week last week, probably off of earnings coming up, getting ready for that IV push. Now with earnings this week, I believe it is, we're going to see them spike up with a lot of volume. I'm definitely interested. Before I say too much, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So I'm looking at this here. It's October 4th. I don't know accurate. This is November 2nd. 4.5 billion to low income energy assistance program funding. So basically, like it's your NIPSCO, your dog shit energy company. They're just going to get a ton of money for nothing while they continue to gouge and say that they're making.
I just put a link in the chat for this one.
Yeah, so I mean that's the real thing. Is like, where's this going to go? I want to know where the defense spending is in this bill. That's where I care, because that's where I'd put my money personally, is like those contractors are where the money's going to be made for us as investors, right? Like that's where we can go. And
did you say for the defense sector?
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like there's this weird clean energy / weapons.
I mean, go on. I'm interested.
I'm saying like, so you look at all technology requires power, right? And that even includes weapons tech.
Sure.
So who is providing or who is researching power in those areas? Because that's where all the money goes first.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
So the rest of the shit is like, oh, cool. Internet of Things. Cool. Nobody gives a shit about that until they're making billions of dollars in defense funding.
Well, I mean, that's where the money's being made, and that's why it's even happening in the first place. I mean, that's why when all of the Ukraine Russia stuff came out, I mean, we immediately started looking at Raytheon, Lockheed Martin. God, they have been just money makers for us here at Pennybois. Even Boeing, Amy has just been crushing Boeing nonstop lately. I mean,
yeah.
You always want to look at those defense sectors, and just like we're saying that things are cyclical, things happen just like they do in history repeats itself. Just look at I don't want to get too off on a tangent, but just look off on at the Iraqi war. Where was all the money going? It was going to Halliburton. So now, if we can't get into Halliburton at the right time, what can we look at to see where all this money is actually going to start funding? I'm with you. I like where your head's at.
Yeah, that's where I'm interested in kind of venturing to. So I think that's where the money is. And now F-Cell's an interesting one. I think this is one. I'm not gonna lie. I bought it. We made a killing on it. I'm still holding a bunch of it that's down now. It's just terrible.
Sure.
It is what it is. But I think the main thing here is really to understand like what kind of money, like what kind of investment is the United States really gonna put into hydrogen, and more importantly, will companies like BP invest in and or buy and or adopt technology developed by companies like F-Cell?
I think honestly, I mean, I think they're going to have to, or they're going to become dinosaurs and go on their way out. I mean, it's the same thing that we look at, with like Philip Morris starting heavily which is obviously one of the leading companies for tobacco, with them starting to invest heavily in marijuana grow startups. Like they're going to have to, if these companies don't start, evolving and adapting, at least in somewhat, their they're going to die. And guys, the heads of these companies, they're not fools. I mean, even if they think it's not going to work out, or even if they're actively trying to sabotage it for their own benefits, if you think that they're not investing just a little bit so they have a little bit of slice in the pie to hedge their bets, I mean, you're crazy. I mean, I definitely think that there's money going into this from BP, from Exxon, from Shell, 100%.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's take a look at this. I think these are three. These are probably my three favorite clean energy investments. If you are a believer in a hydrogen future, which, mind you, BP has been heavily, so they're local to me, and I know a few people over there that have told me that they've made pretty significant investment into hydrogen energy production over the last couple years, and they believe that they will be like successfully producing in less than 10. So that's one right there. I think F-Cell's worth throwing a little bit of money in. I mean, shit, it's trading 351. I don't even know what that would calculate as PE. I know price of shares like 7. I think this thing should realistically be trading at $7. It's not, so that's 100% upside from where it is now. From a technical perspective, you got to see this hold above 315. So I would say, like on this, I'm a buyer above $3. As long as it stays above $3, I'm a buyer. If it doesn't, I'm not. I'm done. But I do think it's something that you could kind of park a little bit of money into, sit and wait for a couple of years, maybe even a damn decade. And this thing should be trading, at 10, $15 a share, ideally, or have been purchased at that point. So that's number one. Number two, Bloom Energy. They've also made significant investments into hydrogen power. I think this is an interesting one.
That's a good call out because a lot of people aren't tracking that one. That's a good call out.
BE, Bloom Energy. Bloom.
Good call out. I think you're the only other person that I know of that's been talking about them.
Yeah, I think that this is pretty quality play. We got $16 down here, traded as high as 45. That was in February. It's pushed again. It's consolidating. So you got a nice little range here from 18 to 24. I'd say like I'm a buyer below 22, and it makes sense as long as it stays above 18 or so. So you risk $2-3 to make double your money essentially. Yeah. I think that's a quality one, and I think it's expensive enough that it makes sense that it'll hold up. It's not like a $2-3 stock, so you can make a little bit more of a significant investment. We could look at the institutional ownership because that is, let's look, Bloom Energy.
Now, while he's pulling that up, guys, real quick, just on FCEL, their earnings are on Tuesday pre-market. They've got a mixed bag on earnings. They're about 50-50 on whether or not they hit or not. If you're unsure of where you want to get in at,
just sit. Sit and wait
for sure. I love playing earnings, but with it being this soon into the week, I'll probably will just sit and wait and see which way it goes. And I'm not going to anticipate. I'm going to react to it.
Yeah. So, all right, you got Bloom Energy, medium price target of like $30, trading for 22. This thing in 2019 was down to $2. So that's crazy. It's above IPO price. Yeah, I think I'm a buyer 18 to $22, not below. Kill it below $18. And then I do like F-Cell. I think that's an interesting one. Then, obviously got Plug. I still am holding a lot of those. Those have made us a killing. This thing went absolutely insane.
So I like Plug too. And Quench, I want to get your opinion on this. I mean, I feel like as investors, and like long-term investors, I'm not talking about like the day trading that like I like to do so much. This is something that I actually am Amy and I were just talking about this. I'm actually super interested in companies like Plugs. I think where the money is going to be at is the companies that are facilitating the charging. I'm not selling the EVs, the actual resource to get these EVs up and going and moving every single day. If the infrastructure, establishing that infrastructure, I think that's where the money's going to be at.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's where I'm looking at to go long on. Like set it and kind of forget about it for a little bit personally. I
agree. So Bloom Energy, 81% institutional ownership. I like that. It's down 12% on the quarter, but it's up 3% on the year,
which is good. That means
given this market, that's decent.
As to just a juxtaposition, FCEL's down 44% for the year. So I
Yeah,
mean,
so definitely carry a lot more risk there, but I do still, that's something that I think it's worth it at this point. You're
agreed.
risking $1,000 to make $10,000. I'll take it.
Yeah, risk it for the biscuit. That's me.
Damn right.
I mean, the otter has spoken, so I'm into it.
Has spoken. What's the worst trade you ever made?
God, I'll tell you. I know.
What's the most embarrassing trade you've ever made? Like, what's the most embarrassing one of all time?
So there's two of them. There's
The one
two
that you
of
don't
them.
want to tell anyone about.
I'll be honest with you. I share my mistakes because I think that too many people don't. I think that way too many people put their will scream at the top of their lungs their wins. They champion those and they hide their losses, which is disingenuous. Truly, I share my losses because one, if I own that shame of it, it makes me like as the kind of guy that I am. Like if I own it, I go, I'll never repeat that, and it also lets other people know, hey, everybody messes up. So my two biggest losses are the same type of losses. I put several $1,000s into AMC puts 0 DTE and several $1,000s, and I continue to average down throughout the entire day. And just that was very early on in my trading. My trading. And I lost a lot. I'd say about 4 years later, 3 years later, where I thought that I was no longer going to make these type of mistakes. I got very cocky. My account size had grown significantly. I was trading nothing but Amazon. This is pre-split, which is why
because of that Jeff Bezos thing you have, like that thing.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Which is why my name
I
is
won't
Prime.
say anything.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. Which is why my name is Prime Patrick. I had put down like $15,000 into 0 DTE Amazon options, and back before the split, a standard or an average option chain price was at least $1,000, and I had put down like $15,000, and I kid you not, within 30 seconds, I had lost $5,000 within 30 seconds, and I immediately sold at a huge loss, and basically sat back and. I'll be honest. I was way more embarrassed and disgusted with myself on that trade than I'd been on any other trade ever because I knew better, and it was solely because I had BDE, which I joke about quite a bit. Like, oh, look at this guy; he's got big something energy.
Oh
yeah, but that's a joke, right? Like I got
Is it though?
My britches. What's that?
Is it?
But I got cocky and I said, look at me. I'm not just any trader. I figured out the market. I know exactly what I'm doing. Nobody knows what I know. And
I am Jeff Bezos.
Right. I'm
Oh,
sitting here just slanging and going, man, I'm making $5,000 a day easy on this.
Yeah.
And immediately Jeff Bezos just dragged his big sweaty clockers right across my face. And it was ugly. It was ugly for sure.
Yeah, a big old ham hock. Yeah.
What about you?
Those are rough. And
what
then
about,
you just
what was
do
your
the shame shutdown.
from it?
You just do the shame shutdown, where you just
dude,
sit there for a minute.
I was talking to Pookie and Lee about it, and they were trying to be nice. I remember talking to you about it too. They were trying, well, hey man, at least you knew better to sell, and now you know not to do anything. And then I talked to you, and you're like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, I know. Oh,
Same.
It was like, what about you? What was your biggest, and what did you learn from it?
Definitely the Zoom thing. $30,000 just gone.
Overnight.
A car, down payment on a house.
Yeah.
And I'm just laying there looking at my phone, kind of pretending it wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just kept buying more.
Yeah. That was me on the AMC one. I mean, the AMC one, I had put probably about 7, 10, something like that down when I didn't have it. Like the Amazon trade, I was more embarrassed than anything because I thought I knew better. The AMC trade, I didn't have that. Like I needed that for my mortgage. I needed that money, and I did the same thing. I kept buying more and more and more. And even when I had an opportunity, because at one point it didn't even start to spike back up, I had an opportunity to get out without it crippling me. I said no because I am smart. I had a plan. It's going to work. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
dude, I didn't trade for probably 2 months.
Yeah.
I almost quit. I was almost done completely.
Yeah.
I was almost completely done. That was an interesting kind of shame. I mean, the recovery thing. And so like, I'm always kind of evaluating, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? And that was a reckless one. That was a bold move. My head got way too big, man. I did very well, and I started to and it's crazy because I was parroting to everyone else to not do it. So I thought I was sitting in that humility. I thought I was being honest with myself, because I would never tell anyone else to do what I was doing. Like, which is that's a different ball game, dude. When you're doing some shit that you don't want anyone to even know about, and you care enough about them to tell them not to do it, but you're still doing it, that's some secret shit. And you're just watching thousands of dollars just liquidate from your account, and then you're taking other thousands of dollars and you're saying, here,
Yeah.
this is fun. Tag Man, he always had the best analogy for that. He's like, your shit is on fire and you're taking fresh money and putting it on the fire, hoping that it puts the fire out.
So dude, you and I we have such a similar story. I mean, that AMC trade that I was talking, that was that was right at the very cusp of me getting around Pennybois. This was even pre-Discord, I think. I saw you on TikTok. This is several years ago. I saw you on a TikTok, and I was like, man, this guy I think knows it. And it was Tagman, who you just said. Tagman, Lee, and Pookie convinced me, just like you saying, I almost quit because I was like, and it's money I didn't have. I didn't have that money, so I almost quit and just hung it up and said, I'm an idiot, and this isn't for me. And they brought me back from the edge, and I thankfully I didn't, because it's given me everything I had. But then several years later, I did that Amazon trade, and same, bro. I mean, I was sitting there telling everybody, make sure not to over allocate, stay away from zero TTEs, don't be silly. If the trade's not going right, get out of it. I'm just going, sell everything so I can put it in my Amazon trade because I'm gonna make it back. Please go. And then
that's where I'm gonna get rich.
And oh my God, it was always embarrassing. But that's why I tell everybody. I mean, I don't hide those losses. I want people to know about it. So either
I hide all my losses.
No, you don't.
Both personal and professional.
So what did you do? Did you take a week off? Did you take a month off of trading after Zoom? Did you immediately jump back in? I mean,
I slunk into a deep and looming depression for probably 2 months. I didn't trade at all. I didn't really even talk to anyone here.
Was it the money, or was it that you were wrong?
Both. Shame on you. I'm very inside my head. It's like a fucking diamond mine too. The pressure. It's bronchitis, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me, AMC was the money. For Amazon, it wasn't the money. It was the realization, and it was good. It was healthy, but it was the realization that maybe I'm not as pardon my French, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. Maybe I got
definitely the money too for me, though.
What's that?
Definitely the money too. It was like that was $38,000, $38,550.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't lose that much. I didn't lose that much, and luckily, I had been doing very well up until that point. But it was the realization that I'm not as smart as I thought I was, and I'm being very, very, very risky, and I'm not investing, I'm not trading, I'm gambling. And it was the first time in a while that I had realized that.
Why do you think that was? What were you looking for?
Not money, a hit of dopamine, a hit of adrenaline. I had become addicted to that stress, and I was pumped, and I was surging, and I was win after win after win, and I was, even though I was telling everybody, hey, small gains compound, enjoy it. Truthfully, I was going, fuck all that. I want the next big win. I need the next big win.
I'm be rich right now.
Exactly.
I'm rich right now.
I just, I'm tired of making 5K a day. I want to make 10K a day. I want to make 15.
Poor people, dude.
Yeah,
right. 5K a day. It's pathetic.
It was
what it is. I need 10.
Yeah.
Or 25.
I wanted to post it on the Profit channel. Go look at how sexy and bold and
I'm better
big I
than you.
am.
It's just
Instead,
I
I
want you to
went back into a
know I'm
stronghold.
better than you. I didn't say it. You
Yeah.
inferred it from what I posted.
Yeah.
But you know now at least. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that, dude.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, guys,
Welcome to my childhood.
your childhood?
Yeah.
God. Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
guess you're my dad, so.
My mom always one-upped me as a
Yeah.
child. Yeah. It
So,
wasn't pleasant.
what was your best trade ever?
Sava, hands down, dude.
Dude, you're
Hands down.
Sava. You're Sava. Just
Because I closed 20% of it at $136
right.
from 2.
Jesus Christ.
I actually sold 20% of it. I actually clicked the button, followed through, finished her off.
So let me say, bro, seriously, like for anybody that's not out there, I mean, congratulations and good job on, hey, sweetie.
Okay.
Congratulations and good job on clicking that button, because I know you and I know me and I know a lot of other people. It's either I'm going to sell way too early and cap my profits, or I'm never going to sell because it's already at this high. It's going to keep going. Good for you, man.
I just
Seriously.
want the
And I
meme,
mean,
dude. That's it. There is something about it. I'll see like 40% and I'll go, nah, don't care. I want 80. Then I see 80 and it's like, nah,
yeah.
I want 800.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I'll think that sometimes.
I
want
know,
800%.
because I trade nonstop zero
just to be better than Lee.
Just forget.
I want him to know.
Yeah. It's Amy for me. It's Amy for me. Amy and I trade almost identical. You talk to Amy, her and I have extremely similar trading styles, extremely similar, and she always gets me. She always beats me by 50%.
That's because she's a machine. She's not a real person.
I'm convinced that, and I hate her.
Well, have you ever met her in person?
No.
Then how do you know? You don't.
I'm coming to Chicago and I'm meeting her. That's
what
the plan.
If she is a robot?
I trade
it's possible, dude.
What's that?
It's possible
that she's a robot.
I think so.
Well, shit. I mean, like, I'm into it. I mean, she very well could be. I don't know. She crushes it. What is Quench? What happened from childhood that taught you something? We're getting into it, Mike. Are we getting into something?
Oh, he said, "What is the TikTok?" Oh, at stocks.official.
So true story, dude. It changed my life. I mean, and I know I've shared this with you, but like I was hanging out one day. I was working in my plumbing warehouse in Florida, and some guy came up to me, one of my plumbers, and he said, "Hey, you ever see this guy's TikTok?" And I literally had never been on TikTok in my entire life. I've never been on TikTok, and I think I made fun of him. I was like, "Get off of TikTok! You're a 40-year-old man. What are you doing?" And he showed me your video. And I was like, man, I like this dude's energy. I like his vibe. I feel like he's not just bullshitting everybody. So I started checking things out, and I was like, eventually I came across the Discord, and I jumped in the free section. If that dude, it's serendipitous. If that dude hadn't walked up to me and said, "What do you think about this guy on TikTok?" I don't know where I'd be in my life right now, honestly.
Whoa. That's weird. That's an odd moment.
It changed my life.
That's interesting. I feel like this whole thing happened like that. So I had one of my other businesses, good friends started it with me. But like I started it, she worked there, and then I started another business and I involved her in it. And I think I gave her like 25. I gave her a quarter rev share, like quarter of the profits. Like fucking fair in my eyes. Get salary in that. I thought that was fair, at least personally. I started.
I'm a business owner. That's very fair,
dude.
That's more than I'd want to give.
But it was never enough. And she got like resentful. And like, dude, we started this shit from nothing. It was like one of my best friends. Like I'm talking just sitting around all day, every day is all we did. And it was like for helping families and addiction. So shit I cared about is more than just that. And dude, she took the last bonus and just wrote the short email after years together. I'm done.
Damn.
It's bounced. It fucked me up, dude. It like I buried my head. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to think about that business. So guess what I did? I started trading around. And this was my escape.
Is this why you started doing it? I mean, I know you were trading
100%.
beforehand, but is that what got you into it?
100%.
Is that
It's
what
insane.
motivated you? Is that what still motivates you?
No, that's hold it that. That's what makes it so weird. That was a whole different rediscovery because that won't last you forever. You can't hide forever. It was an
Sure.
escape until it wasn't. Then it was like, whoa, what the fuck is this, dude? This is a machine, man. It's a powerful machine.
Yeah, you fucking slay me, dude. Every time I'm trying to get in here and be like, really? So tell me about these inner deep thoughts. And I'd say for me, dude, I mean, it was wanting to break that cycle. Like I'm, don't be wrong, I was always my family's been successful. I've been successful, but we've always been plumbers, right? I'm a fourth generation master plumber. We've always done well, but we've always done the same thing. And I wanted to break the cycle. I didn't want don't get me wrong, I love my business. I still own, but I wanted to break that cycle. I didn't want my son to have to do that. And that's what got me into it. But now that I'm into it and doing well with it, I'm going, you know what? Like all of this is just a big racket. Let's just be smart about it, start making some money. And I think it's what a lot of people don't realize. It's all a game.
It's all bullshit.
It's all
fake
exactly
business.
It's all bullshit. It's all a
It's all
game.
bullshit.
Just got to be smart about it. Just got to be smart how you play that game. And I'm being serious. And I know you know it, dude.
Oh yeah. It's fall bullshit. It's fake business.
Yeah, it
Dude, I don't
really.
know shit. And I would just go sit in the room and you'll think I do. Actually, I just ask questions.
Yeah,
And I
but they're
just
the right
gather like
questions.
a
But they're
leech.
the right questions.
Yeah. And I just gather and I play dumb and then they don't realize till it's too late. I already have it.
Dude, I mean, it really is. Real quick before we get too spun off, one thing I'm curious about with your thoughts, because you're Mr. TikTok, that's how I found you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this TikTok ban?
But what?
The TikTok ban.
What is that? That happens like every 2 months. It's not even
I
a real
know,
thing.
and I mean, it's but it might actually have some legs this time because this time it's bipartisan. So the TikTok ban, for those that don't know, TikTok is obviously we all know what the platform is, but
I
the
mean, they're
company,
violating people left and right, but honestly, who isn't? So who cares?
right, but the platform is owned or at least controlled by the Communist People's Party, obviously China's government, and they have been proven to manipulate the algorithm. That Jesus Christ, sorry, my wife just scared the shit out of me. she was standing right next to me. It was the CPP. They were right next to me. So they've been proven to show information. Like one 19-year-old male in America that searches one thing is going to receive a completely different outcome that somebody in the UK, that somebody in Russia, that somebody in Africa is going to see. And they were funneling misinformation or whatever have you. They were just funneling certain information or blocking certain information from different demographics. This is just something that isn't the right thing to see. I mean, every like you just said, everybody's getting one over on somebody, but I mean, I think that the CPP is one of the last people that I think that should have control over the information that our youth see, and now it's become a bipartisan issue. So if they do get banned, which, like you said, this happens all the fucking time, but if they do get banned, I'm personally interested in Meta and Snap. I think both companies are BS, but they're getting really into the short videos that TikTok had basically taken back over. I think Meta and Snap could definitely surge if that happens.
Yeah. Dude, I love TikTok. I hate it, but I love it. My TikTok is so quality, dude. Like I've catered it. You'd think it's all ass, but it's not. It's like very wholesome. It's like,
See, I like my TikToks to be all
hey,
ass.
your kids are gonna grow up faster than you think, so pay attention to them. And I go, oh my God, you're so right. And then I go play with my kids. And it's like, yes. I love it. Or it's like dogs. And then a little bit of ass. You gotta have a little bit.
You gotta have a little. I mean,
it's appropriate. Be appropriate. It's an appropriate amount.
I can't do it. I mean, not that I can't do it because I can. I need to not do it because I have some pretty bad ADHD, and I will sit there and just get that dopamine rush. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's another one.
So uncomfortable. When I was sick this last week, I was locked into some of that. It was pretty miserable, dude.
Yeah, I hate it. I mean, I love it, but I hate
depressing.
that it doesn't in here.
Yeah. So, all right, you got Dave. I'm Jimbo. All right, that's a good one. Thoughts on Tesla going into this week? I don't know what Tesla. Well, I don't know what that is, but do you have thoughts on it?
Yeah, I do absolutely. So for those that don't know, obviously Tesla's
Nikola
down.
Tesla.
What's that?
Thoughts on Nikola Tesla?
Oh, Nikola. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Or is he talking about
Yeah.
Tesla in
Uh-huh.
general?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Is
Go
Nikola
ahead.
even still trading?
No, Nikola Tesla, the inventor. Just thoughts on his existence
Oh, yeah,
going into this
yeah.
week.
He got shafted by
Did by JP Morgan.
yeah,
He got
yeah.
boned by everyone, dude.
He was a genius. He really
He's
was.
yeah, he's
I'm
he's beyond a genius.
Yeah, I'm super. I mean, just like him, and there was the actual inventor of the flight. Man, we're gonna get off on a weird tangent because it wasn't the Wright
Oh, yeah.
brothers. It wasn't the Wright brothers.
No.
All right, but seriously, Tesla. Thoughts on Tesla? Because we
Yeah.
got 10 minutes before my wife drags me upstairs and
Okay.
gets weird.
Oh. Oh, I like that.
He likes
10
otters.
minutes. Cue the private feed.
So Tesla. So Tesla's down 30%.
Oh, this is abysmal. This is not good. I didn't even see this, dude.
You want to share your screen?
This is bad. This is really bad. You have to see this. This is something that I'm going to share in a second. You guys do not want to miss this. I'm serious. This is really bad. This is something that you shouldn't miss. And if you've missed it thus far, then you're really missing out and you need to be very careful not to miss it now. This you cannot miss.
Is it a photo of you shirtless?
You just can't miss it.
See it. The anticipation.
You can't miss it.
Oh!
You shouldn't miss this, though. You really shouldn't. This is bad. I didn't know it was this bad, dude. That's kind of scary. I own a lot of Tesla. I have a lot of it.
You're still holding a position?
Look at how awful this chart is. Well, I mean, I'm not selling it. I mean, shit, dude. I'm not.
I got rid of my
That's
entire
crazy.
position.
But should I? See, this is the whole thing. That idiot, dude. Like all this Twitter bullshit. Just stop. Like I get it. It makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Room,
it's
man.
Ego. It's an ego thing.
100%. I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it was possible for me to buy Twitter, would I do it? Absolutely.
At the detriment of your actual revenue-bringing company, Tesla?
Probably yes. Honestly. Yeah.
I mean, at least you own it.
Would. I mean, how do you not? Like you own Twitter. I don't know. I would.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? I want to be the guy that owns SpaceX and Tesla, not the guy that owns Twitter. And at the rate he's going, he's going to lose it all.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that is what's happening right now.
Seriously.
It's kind of cool to watch.
It is. It actually, it's like seeing the empire fall. So they're down 30%. 30% since
Don't meet your heroes.
But I already met you, Dad. Papa.
Wait, what?
Let's carry on.
But this is bad, dude. I mean, there's not much really hanging on here until like you're talking like $128. Like that's scary. That does scare me. Like he may have jeopardized the future of the company, which like it's stupid because what they're doing is groundbreaking. I mean, it's so far above and beyond. And
but
just
now
the brand recognition alone, it's like Apple, dude. Like they don't have to do anything new. They don't have to give a shit. They've already got it. It's like it doesn't matter anymore.
The problem with Tesla is that now you're right. I mean, they were revolutionizing, but now so many other people are doing it. And the reason that they were doing part of the reason they were doing so well and had such explosive growth is because Elon was the front man. He wasn't just for anybody that doesn't know, he wasn't a founder of Tesla. He got in on it. He got in on it later. And he basically
the guys out that invented.
Yeah, he bullied his way in, to be honest with you. But he was such a charismatic front man that it helped have explosive growth for them. But the problem of having such an explosive front man that when he starts looking like an idiot and looking like he's not knowing what he's doing, the company's going to follow. And that's exactly what's been happening. And it's been ugly, and I don't know where it's going to go. He's really started to show some cracks, and it's a big issue for them moving forward. And I personally don't know if they will recover to the height of where they were. I don't see how they will personally.
I think so too, and that's I don't know, man. I mean.
I'm not a fan of Elon, to be honest with you. I think he's a bag of hot air. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice way of saying that. Lee said 130. Yeah, I could see him. I could see him sub 100. I mean,
There's polls up. The polls up.
What's going to happen?
Let's see what the people say. What do
You put a
people
poll
say?
up?
Yeah,
Or,
put a poll up.
where at?
I'm basically Twitter now / Elon.
I am Twitter. Where'd you put it at?
I put it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Hit that poll. Except for you, don't vote. You're not allowed to vote.
No, that's
Your
fine.
wife can vote. You just can't vote.
She's
You
voting
don't
right
get a
now.
vote. She can have a vote. You don't get a vote.
God, what else? So let's say Tesla just gets killed. Who takes their place as the head EV?
Ford.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing. Why not?
I'm actually Ford is like they're idiots. Like I have a lot of friends that work at Ford. There's a huge Ford production facility right by my house. A lot of friends that work at Ford. They can't stand it, but they don't leave.
What's going on? What do you mean?
Like they just hate it. They hate it. It's an old world shit. But they're always
that's
working.
another thing that does well with. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Actually, I do. I'm talking. That's another thing that that Tesla or Elon did very, very well was he was completely okay with saying out with the old, in with the new, even if it made no sense. I mean, he was completely like, even when it was bullshit, he had no problem with saying we're trying this radical thing. Whereas companies like Ford, they're an institution and there's old money there, and they don't want to shake that up too much, but they gotta if they're going to grow.
Yeah, I think that this is 38% yes, 10% elect the Zuck. I agree with that. That was my option. What? I want to get the Zuck back in the saddle, dude. I feel like he got a bad shake. Get the Zuck back on the horse, man.
He put too much into the
Mark,
metaverse.
dude. Mark, dude.
You know what? No, bring back
built
Tom.
The best platform.
Bring back Tom.
I owe the Zuck everything. Every single thing I've ever started is from Facebook.
I don't hate this. I don't hate Zuckerberg. I think that he put too much in the metaverse without really knowing what he was talking about.
Or he's gonna be right. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I play the meta VR every single day. Every single night I play VR. You know, so
really?
I'm into it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got Pookie into it now too.
You're real into it?
Well, he's getting one too.
I don't even want to know what you guys are gonna do with those. So
we play dummy sticks.
Let it be there right now.
We dress up as otters.
Jesus Christ. So anyway, I agree.
Segue.
I think he is too. Oh yes, let us talk more of my greatness. I remember those too. Those were
I got in on that action.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. We got a few going. Those Netflix ones paid like that. That reminded me of that. Those Nvidia's paid like that. That reminded me that was not like that. It was a little more stable and safe. But we made, I think it's turned over like an 80% return so far on that. On those. Those are long-term positions. That's what I've been doing lately. It's just
for sure
building the boys up nice and thick like.
I gotta tell you, I mean, you're good for you for being able to do that, because I struggle, and I'm being sincere. I struggle with the impulsivity and the attention to be able to go long on. I have retirement accounts, and I've got several different accounts, and I do have quite a bit of my long-term equity and retirement accounts, but I can't look at them. I struggle. If I see them, I go, oh, I want to take the money out and put it into something else that's shiny. So good for you for being able to consistently hold to that.
You just got to have a few going in the short term too. Just trade it small. Get a little taste.
Don't taste.
You got to know the beast.
Are you dual wielding a vape pen and an inhaler?
Oh yeah, I was. I shouldn't even be hitting the vape, because that's probably why I have to keep hitting the
I just realized that's what you were doing.
Yeah, it's bronchitis, man. I thought about quitting, but I didn't.
Going full akimbo over there.
Yeah. Oh. You gotta hold it down, dude. Yeah. But yeah. All right, let's take a quick look at this. We're about to be at the hour mark. Let's see what else we could tasting on. Let's look at the screener. Let's go to the screener. Come on, man. Screener. Oh boy. Oh boy.
What are you looking at?
Oh, that's a fun one. Let me pop this on there. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. Oh yeah.
While you're looking at that, during this time, how do you feel about X and other similar stocks dealing with mining and home improvement construction? Historically and logically, this is the time to fix things and produce. So that's interesting. That's an interest. I mean, that's something that I'm really into, just on the not on the trading side, in the real world side. I think that I still really like those, but I think that the cost of goods are still so high that that it's going to be difficult to go long on anything until we start seeing those come down. If you look at the last POI, the last couple of I'll tell you, as somebody that's in the trades and constantly buying raw goods, copper, metal, lumber, the price has not come down even in the slightest, and everybody's suffering because of it, including the people that are supplying those. So I'm not going long on anything like that just yet. Mike, who asked that question?
I got one for you here. Put this on your watch list, boys. Grom, GROM.
I'm very interested in Grom.
This thing right now over $1.50. I would take this as momentum day trade. Over $1.50, you could easily squeeze like 185, $2 if this thing gets volume. Only over. Let's
When he says only over, he means only over. I see people trying to think that they're going, oh, I'll get in on a bet. I'll get a better average by scooping it a little bit less. That's not how this works, guys.
Saying if it doesn't break out and hold over 150, then
it ain't going.
About it. Walk away be done. It. But I think Grom break out over 150. That one will be interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
Dun, 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 dun. This one will be interesting too. I haven't seen this one in a while, but the screener commands it. The screener says, "I desireth."
What do you got?
I craveth thine Jevo.
I put my glasses on because I'm an old guy now.
Jevo.
Oh, shoot. I haven't seen this one in a bit.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a while.
Tantalizing, is it not?
It is. One that I'm also curious about. CEI. Did you see CEI's price action at the end of Friday?
Oh, God.
Pull it up.
Oh, my God. Well, look at that. First,
yeah, I know.
This is just brutal.
Will they go 100% after hours on Monday? On Friday?
No. Oh my God, it's down to 5 cents.
Well, reverse split. What, tomorrow or Monday?
That's really sad.
We made so much money on CEI.
I know.
It was obscene.
Oh my God, yeah. Why did it? It was up.
News on reverse split.
Oh.
Those ones have just been Cosm, dude. We crushed Cosm on Friday. Same thing. Did you trade Cosm on Friday?
I didn't know. Wow.
Oh my God. Cosm was so sexy, dude. Oh my God. Zach, Lee, Top. They were just, I made so much money on Cosm on Friday.
Jesus Christ.
These ones that are announcing these reverse splits, they're just running.
Jesus.
Dude, it was amazing. I can hear the sadness in your voice. You're like, oh no, I missed it.
I did. I mean, you miss 1,000%, or you feel the shame.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
It was good.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I know the guy. I know one of the guys at this company. Yeah. I bet they're very happy right now.
Well, I mean, it went back down, like 50% after hours. So CEI is top one for me to watch on Monday.
I would be very careful trading that, guys.
I'm not saying I'm trading it. I'm watching. I'm just keeping an eye.
Are they getting delisted?
I know they're doing a reverse split.
To avoid getting delisted? Are they on OTC?
No, you can pick them up on
the Amex. That is just such a shithole. Look at this thing, dude.
Look, I mean, again, remember what we talked about? Cyclical. Look at those cycles.
Yeah. God. Ugh. Yuck. This one's been pleasant ever since. Huh?
There's Top in our comments right there. Do you ever talk to Top?
What?
Top. He's in Pennybois guide now. That guy, when he starts talking about some he doesn't trade options. When he starts talking about equity, I start paying attention. Him and Zach, kill it, crush it. I mean, I pull my wallet out when I see top typing.
Hell yeah.
All right, brother. Well, I got to get ready to jump off of here because my wife is she needs some daddy time.
All right, get the hell out of here. Go on, get.
Go on,
Boy.
We say that. My wife and I say that to my son all the time. Go on, get. Are you gonna keep this going?
Yeah, dude.
I personally got to get out of here, but Quench, it was awesome doing this with you, brother.
Same to you, baby boy.
I love talking to you. I love doing this. Next time you want to do it, let me know. We'll,
all right.
Mike, all Top, right. Spare, everybody. Love you guys.
See you, buddy.
I'll say before Quench Camp, stay blessed.
Fuck you, dude. Thank God that's over. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's just us now. Clarify any level trigger. Okay, let's do that real quick. Let's get it. I mean, so yeah, we went through this. If you look at it, we went 410 flush to 360. We've done that 3 times now almost. This will be the 3rd time of those times, right? So like the 6th of June, SPY flushes from 410 all the way down in less than 1 week. It flushes down to 360. Then it comes right here, does the same thing again, about 410, flushes down as low as 346. Dangeroo. And now we're testing right here. We're just above what I would say is probably the make or break point. So should we go below this line right here, which I don't know why it's not. It's really annoying that's not showing me price there. We go below 380, guys. I'm telling you right now, if we go below 380, buy puts $20 down. I think that's the move. At least 365. Because we go below 380, I think 365 is coming or lower. I think realistically, we have we're potentially in for some pain here in the coming weeks. I think it's very possible. We nailed this before. We got this long-term trend here, right? I think we're going to touch it. We're going to find it, and we're going to wedge up, and we're going to stay there all the way through the middle of the year. And then I think we could see some upside should we get lucky enough and we don't see more downside recessionary style numbers. Get rid of those lines. Let's just look. Like if we're just scaling here off top of this resistance, right? Like we have that there. It's coming down. We had our support here, which was the top of that new range, which broke, right? So that becomes resistance. So that's gone. And then if you look here, we had some decent trend strength for a few weeks, but that meets us all in the same place. Like all roads point to coming down 350, 360 here. All of them do. And we're not seeing any kind of sustainable enough price action to say like this thing's going to rocket and rebound up because it's just not. It just doesn't make sense. We just have to go with what makes the most sense. And here we've got these inverted hammers here on the sell side, right? Just these wicks going up, meaning buyers were able to push it back up and sellers just beat the shit out of them and knocked them back down. And they held up at that support, maybe call it 380. But as you can see, we've gotten down pretty low there a few times and we've done it. I mean, that's really all I care about, guys, is if you go back onto the daily chart and we look at June, that's all that matters to us. Is like what's happened before and what's the likelihood this can happen again, right? And so we've seen this 410 level flush down to 360, 410 level flush down to 345, 346. It's happened 2 times now. So the question is, are you going to go with what you know, or are you going to be a dummy? Don't be a dummy. Do not do it. Because right now, we're seeing significant downside, very reminiscent of this. So that's what I do. Keep this simple. Look at what happened in June. Does this remind you of it? If the answer is yes, which it reminds me of it, are we going to just keep seeing more of this? I think so. I think it's very possible. We've faded down into nothingness before. Why shan't we do it again? I think we will. Unless we see significant buying come up here at 380. So basically hold 380, then we can aim for $400, trade some calls, make some money. Below 380, I think we can look at the, like, to be safe, like 370 puts, I think would be a good money maker. Give them a month of time and we'll make significant money over 2-3 days. I mean, look at this sell side pressure. Like this volume coming in is substantial, guys. Substantial pressure coming in to sell us down. So you have to keep that in mind. Money's flowing out. So what you gonna do? Trade the right way. Gave you the template. So make sure you write that down so that you're prepared for the week. FedEx earnings. I'm not playing much of any earnings this year. Right now, I'm just not messing with it. FedEx is one that will be on strong watch for me after earnings. As you can see, I've been charting this one for a little while. We're hitting this little support zone right here that I want to see hold. Should it hold, then I'm definitely going to be playing some 200 calls that are got some significant time on them. I think FedEx is a good money making opportunity. I think Q1 earnings of next year should be decent. They usually are after the holidays, but I do not want to mess with earnings coming up here. What's a dividend? I don't even see the earnings bubble, but I believe you that it's coming. So that's that. That's that. That's that. Chun, 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 chun. Stocks like Ford, KO, and Tom Sword with day trades. How would you personally save trades knowing the direction of the market within the first hour or two? Well, I wouldn't really be day trading those to be honest with you. I would be those are slow moving swing trades, honestly. I mean, you just want to trade direction of market. I mean, Intel, very, 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 very interesting. This one's got a little dead cat bounce going on here, so I don't see anything really all that favorable on the chart here, but I think it's definitely worth playing some puts here to just continue watching this thing go down until it completely bottoms out, which hasn't happened yet, and I don't think it will for a little while. I think like really a lot of this tech stuff's pretty played out. I think that's kind of your opportunity zone here. Should it find its bottom, maybe $25? If it can come back up, I think it's going to trade around 30, 35. I think that's fair value to say it's going to be above 35. I think it's pretty low right now. I wouldn't call this fair valuation. So we are pushing into oversold. So I really wouldn't touch this. Like there's no clarity on reversal here at all. If you come back down, test double bottom at 24, sure, this is a great one to play. But right now, I'd say it's puts until you find that bottom. But I wouldn't really necessarily day trade. I mean, you do get some movement here, but this is something I would definitely swing or really just like if you want to hold equity and sell premium against it, that's a good long hedge for a decent company that's also going to pay you a dividend. And now with same thing with Ford. I mean, because you're not going to see lightning fast moves. Like you're just not. This is not typically. This is not how those trade. What the hell is this? Why does this say FPRD preferred share? Oh, they got all those different. They got all those different stock delineations. So Ford sinking again. Of course they are. After trading in a range for like 30 years, man. Finally broke out. But this is interesting. So I think there's going to be some opportunity to buy Ford here. If we come down around $11, I actually like it there. I mean, this is something I would hold significantly long term. I mean, they've built everything to be so cheap and interchangeable. I mean, it's kind of there's no way to kill them at this point. And if they are venturing into affordable EVs, then I mean, they're that's the horse you want to ride in on because as people are forced, I mean, you got to also think how ingrained they are into the fabric of American society. Really think about that. Like, yes, Tesla, cultural phenomenon. Ford is Americana. Ford is woven into every element and aspect of our economy, I would argue. They've got their greedy little hands in all of it. So you got to keep that kind of stuff in mind when it comes to government subsidy, it comes to government contract, when say the whole fleet of, mail trucks goes EV and then who's going to make them? Probably like a Ford, for example, right? That's who usually gets a more favorable shake on those deals. So always keep that stuff in mind and invest in stuff that you think has that type of sustainable future, the infrastructure to last now, and the foresight in the industry to last in the future. But I think around $11, Ford to be a decent buy, not above there. But again, not really one you day trade. I mean, it's moved significantly, but other than the last year, this thing hasn't moved more than $2-3 a year. So it's not really something I particularly day trade. I would sell premium against shares. I think that's a great way to trade something like this if you're getting those kind of options premiums. Dun, 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 dun. We'll get through like one more question and we'll hit it on out. You're looking for like little 10% base hits. I really would trade the SPY then. I mean, I would trade it in and out. That's your move. Trade the larger SPY contracts for a month out. I think that's your best bet at just seeing those consistent 5-10 percenters. You're going to get a lot more consistent fluid movement than you will on, especially like some of those forward options. The spread is so crazy, like it's just ridiculous. All right, last one we will do Baba. Oh wow, she came back down again. So as low as 59. That was a hell of a buy. That was a hell of an opportunity. I like the idea of Baba, but in practice it spooks me. And there's just too much political undertone right now to really go heavy into China, in my opinion. I don't know enough about it to make an educated decision. I don't want to get trapped. But I do like it here just from a technical perspective. I'd say I like this $85 as long as it holds. So like this could be a great position trade. Buy it at 85, stop like -3%. If it dies, it dies. If it doesn't, then you just hold it until this thing goes back to $120. That'd be a brilliant position trade, I think. Where you're basically buying the whole position all at once. You set your stop below what call it 82. So you're willing to risk $3 to make $25 a share, $30 a share. Just make sure your risk reward is on point. But we do have a little bit of a trend here. So I mean, this thing could come down and bounce around for a little while. I mean, it has held up. So let's watch and see if it holds up here. If it holds up here, then yeah, it might be a decent buy. 85 traded to 110, 103, maybe 110. We got a pretty nice little range here. If we look in again, we're just trying to relive the past, find these patterns that play out. Comes down to 82, trades up to 124. Comes down to 73, trades up to 124. Comes down to 85, trades up to 104. It's a $20 trade more 3 or 4 times. Why wouldn't it happen again? Very likely could. And then it'd be nice if we saw a nice little inverted head and shoulders form here and get that last shoulder right about right about 81, $82. Boom, buy it and bang. I think that one's an interesting one to watch. RSI holding up here. We don't want to see that dip much lower. We just really want to see it hold this consistent trend support here, and then I think that one will be worth taking a look at. So, all right, I got to get my daughter in the bath, get that baby to bed. So, I love y'all. Stay blessed now. Bye-bye.